Welcome back, Amiibros and Amigals, to one of my favorite nerd DIYs. It is perfect for the holiday season and it's so easy that anyone can do it. Of course, I'll list all the materials down below in the description, so make sure you check out everything down below. I'll even have my Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Like I said, all materials will be down below in the description. Of course, you'll need to start off with clear, either plastic or glass ornaments. And for my Pokeball ornaments, I wanted them to be unique, so instead of just painting the bottom white, I actually filled it with fake snow, and you can get that again anywhere. And of course, all the materials will be down below in the description with the Amazon link, so it's very easy to check out. As you can see here, I funneled the snow in there as the first step. However, you can actually leave this as a last resort, so it's really up to you. As long as you cover the top, you definitely don't want any of the glitter to go inside. To make the black lines of the Pokeball, I am using a decorative glass marker, and again, that will be listed down below in the description. They are kind of pricey, so I'll try to find the cheapest one for you guys. Okay, so this is probably the hardest part of the nerd DIY, but all you're doing is making a circle in the middle of the glass ornament. Of course, take your time to make sure that this circle is circular. Again, this is probably the hardest part, but once you get this down, everything else is super easy. A lot of glass markers don't dry immediately, and that is actually a good thing. So let's say that you did mess up, you can actually fix that by either scratching it off or wiping it off. So it's the perfect way for you to make that circle, just in case if you happen to mess up, because the surface is very slippery, so please take your time. Here's an example of a Pokeball that I made without the snow inside. Once again, just be careful of the glitter getting inside the Pokeball. Alright, to make the lines on the Pokeball, I'm using yellow painter's tape, and it is so useful so you don't have to eye the entire thing. So all you're doing is grabbing the painter's tape and then making that line in the middle of the Pokeball. Once you've made your spot, definitely hold it down with your thumb and then taut the painter's tape so that it's very tight and it fits snug on the surface. One key thing is that you definitely want this painter's tape to be very tight, and you want it to again hug the surface of the Pokeball, otherwise the marker can bleed through and you don't want that happening. Once the painter's tape is on the surface of the Pokeball, definitely use your fingers and make sure that you press down. When it comes to the top of the painter's tape, definitely make sure you eye that so that it is equal width of the bottom tape. You don't want it to be a little bit lopsided, so again, make sure it's the same width. And of course, you want to make sure that it is also very tight, because you don't want the marker to bleed. It is definitely a hassle when it does, and it's just an added step that you don't want. Alright, so once the Pokeballs are completely dry and you have the black line that you need, and of course the circle in the middle, it is time to add the glitter. And of course, in order to have the glitter stick, you do need an adhesive, and the adhesive we have is Mod Podge. It is really easy to work with, and it doesn't have any fumes. Plus, it dries onto the surface of the Pokeball. It just takes a couple of hours, but it definitely works so well. Alright, so I make mistakes, so you don't have to. I just realized that you can actually use the yellow painter's tape and I guess like cover the black lining. I definitely did it the hard struggle way. I don't know why I could have done that, but at least I'm here to tell you guys you can use the painter's tape to block off the area that you don't want the Mod Podge to go on. I definitely eyed this entire project and it was very tedious. So use your tools so that they work for you. Of course, be very generous with the Mod Podge. You want the glitter to stick on there, but try to make the surface as even as possible. Otherwise, you're gonna have some lumps in there with the glitter and you don't want that happening. Alright, so it is not my favorite part. It is time to add the glitter. I am telling you, by the end of this project, I had so much glitter everywhere and I probably inhaled unhealthy amounts of it. So definitely this is a one-time thing. But when it came to adding the glitter, I did pour it on there with a bowl at the bottom so I can reuse the glitter that fell. And when it came to actually spreading the glitter, I just tapped on the ornament to make sure that it spread as far as it could. So here, of course, I'm going to show you several examples of me putting the glitter on there. And a key thing is that, let's say it didn't spread as well as possible, or the glitter didn't stick as much as it should have, feel free to add more Mod Podge, as you can see here, and then just recoat it with the glitter. Double check to make sure that the entire top of the ornament is completely covered. So once again, add more Mod Podge or glitter if needed. If you're just making the original Pokeball, then this is the end of the road for you. However, if you want a challenge, definitely look at all the different types of Pokeballs out there in the Pokemon world. I actually made my favorites, and I'll show you how to make those ones, just in case if there's one that is very similar and you can apply the same technique. Let me know in the comments below, what is your all-time favorite Pokeball and if it describes you. So for example, the Dream Ball is my all-time favorite because I love to dream and I love to shoot for the stars, so I feel like it represents me the most. So when it came to making the Dream Ball, of course I kind of wanted to make it transparent, so I didn't cover the entire bottom with the Mod Podge. Instead, I just used a reference picture, and then I decided to kind of place the glitter where I wanted it to be, because again, I'm going to be filling these with fake snow because I kind of want it to be different. So keep that in mind when you're making your own Pokeballs. Of course, when you're trying to complete the Dream Ball, you gotta add the top as well, and the top has different shades of pink. But keep in mind, in order to move on to this step, you have to make sure that the bottom of the Pokeball is completely dry. That's why I can hold it. You can make your own shades of glitter by actually mixing certain colors, so definitely try that technique when you're making your own. And of course, if you are making these Pokeball ornaments, please send me pictures on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I will feature them in the next video. Alright, so let's say that your favorite Pokeball has a lot more details to it, such as the Ultra Ball, and you want to make sure that you have clean cut lines between the black and the yellow. Here's how to make those details so that the image is distinct and it is very accurate and clean. The first step into adding these details is painting on that image with Mod Podge. With this step, please be very patient and careful. If you add any Mod Podge where you don't want the glitter to stick, it is definitely going to be really hard to remove that glitter, so be very careful. I make mistakes so you don't have to, and I again realize that you can use painter's tape to basically block any area that you don't want the Mod Podge to stick. Just outline that image with, of course, the painter's tape. So once again, when you're done with adding that image using Mod Podge, all you have to do is add the glitter, and yes, it'll be messy, but you can use a blow dryer to blow off any of that excess glitter, and it'll turn out to be really clean. So again, use your blow dryer to blow off any excess glitter, but again, be careful because that glitter gets everywhere. Like the first step, if that area wasn't completely covered with the glitter, you can add more Mod Podge and then glitter to make sure that every square inch is covered. If you wanted that detail to be raised, all you have to do is, of course, add more layers of Mod Podge and glitter, and you'll get that raised detail. So here is a prime example of that using the Master Ball, and of course you guys know that the Master Ball has 2 dots on each side and they're pretty raised, so all I did here was again add several layers of Mod Podge and glitter to make sure it stood out. If you don't feel like making these for the holidays, of course I will be selling these, so just message me on my email, MissGandaKrisStore@gmail.com, and these are ready to ship, so they will arrive to you before the holiday. If you're interested in any of my nerd DIYs or my custom amiibo, definitely check out my Patreon, patreon.com/GandaKris. You can receive a lot of nerd DIYs that I make, and of course I do have custom amiibo, so those links will be down below in the description, including all of my social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Once again, if you do make any of my nerd DIYs, definitely send me pictures. I would love to see them. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and share it if any of your friends would be interested. Comment below what is your favorite Pokeball and how it applies to you. So I do have a couple of features to show you guys. You are amazing and creative, and I love to see you guys have such a passion for these nerd DIYs. It really does keep me motivated. And of course, if you want to support my channel even more, check out my Patreon. Here are some amazing Patreons, my Amiibros, who continue to support me and motivate me, and I love every single one of you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday season. Be safe, be happy, be humble. Hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate your support, and if you do, I will definitely see you next time.